All this action from the SuperGP Champions Trophy is proudly brought to you by Deode and their associate sponsors. It's Red Star Raceway. It's the final round of the SuperGP Champions Trophy. The championship has been decided. Second place still very much up for grabs. And we're looking to see who's going to be the top contender here this weekend.
Hi, I'm David McFadden from Cape Town, and I've been racing superbikes since 2009. Before that, from a young age, I started racing motocross, and once I rode a superbike once, it was the addiction and adrenaline took over, and that was what I wanted to do since. So we've had a good few years of racing. I've raced in Europe and South Africa and won one SA title in 2011, so plan is to win a few more and keep going, so we'll see from there. I run my own team. I have a workshop in Cape Town, RPM Centre, so we run our own race team and workshop, so I look after obviously my own bike on the BMW, and we supported and sponsored by Santon Auto BMW. It's a big help, and then I look after and mentor a young 600 rider, Gareth Gaelic, which we're bringing up, just 15 years old, racing his first year National 600, so that's basically our team, and I've got staff that work for me that help me to make the kind of the dream come true. Yeah, I'm addicted to cycling, and if it's not motorbikes, just on a bicycle or something like that. I like training and things like that, but mainly cycling is kind of my second addiction to motorbikes. Absa Cape Epic's on the to-do list for sure, but I'm more into the road cycling, but we definitely have a plan in the next 2 or 3 years to do the Absa Cape Epic, so put a team together and do it. We need to try to get to the front. We're starting in 6th, and we need to try get a good start as possible, get to the front and see. I think we've got good race pace. We've been working a lot on getting the BMW to go the full race distance, and we're finally making headway with being able to get the race distance and getting overall like a good lap time. So I'm happy with the pace we got, and a track which is kind of the most difficult for us coming from Cape Town, hardly ever come here. It's good to be close enough to the front where I think we can actually fight.
Certainly some massive improvements coming out of McFlash this weekend, and he will be in contention. Mathematical chance there for him to still finish up second place in this championship. Magic Michael White is going to have to fight hard if he wants that number 2 spot again. Let's see what's going to happen as they roll down onto the grid and get ready to go for race number 1.
It's race number 1 now of the SuperGP Champions Trophy, the big one. Clint Seller has pretty much wrapped it all up last time out at Pekisa, but it's all to play for those final podiums. We got Clint Seller, got Adolf Bossov, there's so many names, AJ Fenter, the top 7 riders within the previous lap record. That's how fast it is here today. One of those men though that is battling just a little bit, and he's going to run at the front end of the field, is Michael White. Michael, not where we're used to seeing you. Tell us, why are you all the way down here?
Yeah, yesterday we battled a bit with setup and everything, and last decision we decided we're going to run my other bike that I crashed at Pekisa. So we had to switch everything over this morning, and unfortunately in the rules if you swap bikes you have to be at the back of the grid. So it's going to be a lot of work, but I think now with the better bike and everything we should be able to get there quite quickly, especially this being my home race. So I know we're going to see it's going to be crazy, but let's hope.
Well, let's hope as well. Remember, these guys are the kamikaze pilots of the SuperGP Champions Trophy. It's race 1. Let's wait and see who can get onto that podium.
With 3 Yamahas on the front row, it's going to be a tough battle. This is basically Yamaha City. If you're on R1, it's not the baddest or the worst weapon you can be on. Although we've got a Kawasaki thrown in the mix, so keep an eye out on Greg Kildenace. We've already spoken to David McFadden. Lance Isaac's battling here this weekend, unfortunately, so I'm not quite sure if he's going to be in contention, but let's see what happens now as the lights are about to go out. Lights go out and drop the hammer time. Super start from the second position on the grid there as they head down there. Adolf Bossov, his second time out on the R1, already attempting to go on the inside. But how is that from AJ Fenter and from Flock? Fenter and Flock going left and right and around the outside of Adolf Bossov. Sellers at the front, and already Bossov coming back at the 2 Yamaha riders who went left and right of him through turn 1. In turn 2, it's My Way Yamahas 1 and 2. Shop 74 and Diamond Core Drilling Yamaha in 3rd place. 4th place is the Lacquer Racing and Hygienica Yamaha of Alan John Fenter. And here we go, on board for the first time with McFadden as we head down the back straight away.
Yeah, he goes storming past Brandon Good on his Line-X Yamaha there. So the BMW, we know that it's got this fastest engine overall. It's about getting the setup and the electronics to work here at Red Star Raceway. That is where it does battle just a little bit, speaking to McFadden and Lance Isaacs. But he's got ahead there now of Michael White as well. Remember, White coming charging through from the back end of the field. Brandon Good there just behind them. Lance Isaacs, not the weekend he would have wanted on the second of the BMWs. On board, Jack, coming onto the front straight down, listening to McFadden scream that BMW. Oh, he's got problems. Saying it was screaming, it's not screaming the way he wanted to, but McFadden is out of this race with problems now.
Yeah, definitely slowing up here dramatically, and not the way he wanted to be finishing up this first heat of racing, that is for sure. He'll have to get it back into the pit lane and get it sorted down there in the Formula Autos and Santon Motorrad BMW pit. But McFadden is out, and the rest of the field are going left, right, and finding a way through, and just demoting him right the way through this field. He's not going to be happy about that. Let's see what they can do about getting it sorted for race number 2. Here comes a maneuver through there from Bewlevy. Bewlevy currently leading in the Masters. And remember, in the Masters Championship here in Super GP, there is only 6 points splitting our top 3 riders. Rearder and Cricker on equal points, and Bewlevy looking to close them down.
It's a pity Dave McFadden's had that problem now on that BMW. Sounds like an electronic issue there, but it certainly has had the pace the whole weekend. So watch out for him if he can sort that out. And I'm sure that's Adolf Borsov. Knowing Adolf Borsov, the cowboy, using a little bit more of the road than he intended to. There's Heinrich Reder with Johnny Cricker on track. So tie on points and pretty much tie on track. So that's exactly how we like it for the Super Masters there. But what an incredible job here by Adolf Borsov. Clint Seller has cleared out front, pretty much what we expected. But this battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th place is now raging between 2 Yamahas, a rookie, and Greg Caldenas, a 3-time SA champion. So good mix there of riders in the Super GP Champions Trophy for the final time.
Double G is a triple champion, remember, so keep an eye out on Greg Caldenas and his ability to keep the cowboy and the wild child at bay. Not going to be easy to do. Johnny Cricker is making up 4 points here on Rearder. Looks like McFadden, whatever they've done, has now been sorted out. This is not a bad option. Send the bike back out again, make sure it's all working, and get ready for race number 2. Try not to fry up too much of the tyres, and once you've got it all sorted out, you'll be able to see whether or not he can run at the front end. There's a very good possibility Clint Seller will catch him, and if he can run then with Seller, he'll know he's got the pace for race number 2.
Yeah, run Red Star Raceway. It's all about that setup. So if you can get good setup for race number 2, can challenge for that final podium of the season. But that battle now on track, it's Borsov, it's Carrick Flock, it is Greg Caldenas, and Michael White now thrown into the mix. AJ Fenter also not too far behind. So this is what the Yamahas do here at Red Star Raceway. In the final stage of the race, they've really got good paces. McFadden does let Clint Seller through, so he's going to try and tag onto the back of him, and he's doing that to try and get some good race pace and see just where he stands on that BMW ready for race number 2.
Do you think Seller might have been a bit concerned about that blue flag?
No.
Blue flag waving for Seller was the reason, because the BMW's right on his tail. But here we go. Battle for 2nd heating up. Flock ahead of the cowboy there, Bosoff. Then you got Greg Caldenas. Oh! Take that! Up the inside, the My Way Yamaha just shoving on the inside there. And once again, the two of them running slightly off track and onto the dirty stuff. This is just super to see. Further back in the field, another little last battle to watch out for. Hendrik de Bruin making a welcome return to Super GP and into the Masters Championship. He might play a little bit of a role here in terms of those points that are up for grabs as he comes to the front end on his RSA-sponsored Kawasaki. The Net CB machine doing a great job and making a change-up from, he was on Honda, he went to Yamaha, he's back on Kawasaki. He started on a Kawasaki initially and doing a great job. Speaking of a great job, look at McFadden. He's right with Seller. And he's not letting Seller get away, and Seller actually cannot get away from this BMW.
Showing really good pace. Just been watching the last couple of laps, and McFadden has set the fastest lap of the race in the last 3 laps, so showing good consistency here. Seller's not too fussed about him, and remember, Seller's tyres will be a little bit more worn than the BMWs, so good omen there for race number 2. But Adolf Borsov, the rookie in Super GPs, is doing an incredible job here, running 2nd on track here and keeping at bay. Carrick Flock, Greg Caldenas, Michael White and AJ Fenter not too far behind, but back on board with McFadden. He really is starting to harass now Clint Seller, who comes across the line now. That'll be race 1 win there for Clint Seller, yet another win. But who will pick up that 2nd place going across the line? It looks like it's going to be a My Way Yamaha 1-2. Yes, it is. Adolf Borsov with Greg Caldenas and Carrick Flock not too far behind.
Now, good effort there from Caldenas for 4th. It was Michael White in 5th, AJ Fenter in 6th. Brandon Good beat out Isaacs, Morna Caldenas and Dylan Barnard for the top 10. But onto the podium now, it's once again that man, Evil Knievel, who is on the top step and taking another win. Even though he's wrapped up this championship and didn't need it, it's a one way to go out of the season.
Wayne has built an awesome bike for me. Everything's working. It's got the power. It's got everything I need to be on the podium. And yeah, me and Adolf had a good dice. So it was really, really fun.
The Nassus team, thanks for always believing in me. Clinton Salas for helping me. The boss, Brad and Nassus, everyone, thanks so much. Yeah, the injury has been tough. I've been out a long time, so I'm not really riding fit, but I'm willing to work on it. And like I said, I'm learning from the best, Clinton Salas. So I'm hoping to get where he is one day.
I think you're going to get there very soon, but there's no doubt about it. Congratulations, I'm sure. Maybe not today, but certainly in 2018 we're going to see some top steps to the podium for you.
I hope so. It's just an honor riding with him, and I'm looking forward to 2018.
First session we have old tires, so just remember that. But yeah, I didn't actually see what the lap times were. I was just kind of doing my thing, and to be honest, I was looking left and right and watching Adolphe and Garrick having an awesome race. Pretty much from about midway through the race, I could see their race, so I was like watching their race the whole time and just trying to keep my concentration up a little bit as best I could. Fortunately, I've got an incredible motorcycle underneath me and an incredible team. Brad, I mean, the show he puts on every race is world class, MotoGP stuff, and I got Martin Pretzel and Alfie preparing a motorcycle that I'm very fortunate that I get to sit on top of.
And you have fun every single time. Looking forward to maybe wrapping things up with a bit of a swan song here.
Yeah, every race is difficult. It might look simple, but every race is difficult. These guys are super fast. I got my young teammate Whippersnapper snipping at my heels every day and every session. Even in the truck, he's trying to beat me. So at this stage, I've just got to keep my head down and have fun, and I think then we'll go forward.
Hugh Levy now within 1 point of Krikke, who finished in third place behind Hendrik de Bruin. But Heinrich Rieder is out of the Masters Championship now, and it's going to be between Hugh Levy and Krikke now as they line up for race number 2.
So we're on the grid now for race number 2, the final race of the season, and problems already now for Dave McFadden on the grid. We were going to try and catch a word with him, but on the warm-up lap, seems like he's had some problems on his BMW, had the same problems in race number 1. Going to have to wait and see if he can get those all sorted, but it is the final race of the 2017 season. Looks like he's got that bike started up though. Remember, so many electronics involved in these modern day bikes. So let's just see if David can get the bike sorted, because he has been a serious contender in the last couple of races, has David McFadden. Qualified really well here, had really good pace when he got back out on track in the race number 1. You can see plugging into the laptop. That's what it's all about here. In these modern day bikes, it's pretty much the laptop runs these motorbikes these days. Let's see if we can just catch a word here with Dave. Fixing his motorbike, switching it on and off. You've got to do a complete reset pretty much on these bikes, and this is a great shot here of Dave just trying to get it all plugged in and sorted out. Something to do with the ECU, that's a problem on the bike here. Let's take a walk now further down the field here, catch up with some of the other riders. Second of the BMW riders, Lance Isaacs, trying to finish off his season on a high here. Dylan Barlard, of course. Let's go catch up with Masters contender here, Johnny Krikke. Johnny Krikke, final race of what has been a brilliant season for you, and looks like you're pretty good lined up now for that Masters Championship. Final race of the season, sad to see it come to an end.
Yeah, that's for sure. It was a good season, Rob, but yeah, it's got to come to an end sometime. Hopefully on a good note.
One of your favourite tracks here is Red Star Raceway. You're going to try and get up at the front there. You've got to try and get ahead of that man, Bo Levy, and it's going to be a tough task though.
Yeah, we've made a few changes now, Rob. I battled with a little bit of drive the first heat. We changed the gearing, so if I can stay with him after 15 laps, he'll tire. That's what happened last time. That's what I'll wait for.
There we go. It's fight talk as always from Johnny Krikke. I love to hear that. So that's the man he's going to try and have to beat there. That's Bo Levy, our leading Supermasters rider at the moment on his Yamaha R1 model there. Let's take a walk up here now and see if Dave McFadden has managed to sort out those problems on his BMW machine. Let's take a walk up here now. It's he's still trying to sort out those issues on that BMW. Very finicky, these modern day superbikes. The BMW especially is all run through the ECU. The electronics on this bike is absolutely phenomenal, but it really runs the whole bike, and one little thing that can go wrong really can put an end to your race. Dave's still going through all the modes there, trying to see if he can get that bike sorted before we go racing now for the final time in the 2017 season.
Amazing to see David McFadden actually doing all the work himself to make sure that that bike is on the right setting and getting ready to go now. Gareth Gaelig in the background, just making sure that his teammate is ready to rock and roll for the final time in 2017. If it's all sorted, this bike is certainly going to be up there. We saw at the closing stages of race number 1, he was able to run with Clinsella. So let's see what McFadden can do now as we head into race number 2. Going back into the Masters Championship as the line goes and down towards turn 1. Alan John Fenter looks like he might be going through the middle, and possibility of a whole shot there from Fenter. Yes, he's got through. The two My Way bikes are just ahead of him as they go down into turn number 2 now. Greg Kildenace, what a move on the inside of McFadden. McFadden had no answer there to the Kawasaki just yet, but we've got 4 Yamahas at Kawasaki and make that another Yamaha around the outside of McFadden. Kildenace and Kildenace fighting hard as they go into turn 3.
Yeah, but it's the two My Way bikes out front. A much better start there from the BMW rider, Dave McFadden. I think whatever ECU he's plugged in there is certainly working at the moment. Morne Geldenace is on a charge. He's got ahead of Greg Geldenace now and up into that top 5. So we've got a gaggle of Yamahas out front where they want to be. But it's the 2 My Way bikes. AJ Fenter with another great start. Carrick Flock up there where he wants to be. And Morne Geldenace made a little mistake in race number 1 on lap 1 in the final chicane, but showed that he had good pace to run in top 5. And that's exactly what we expect of him at his home round here at Red Star Raceway.
Yeah, I remember he went off into that chicane and then eventually got back on track. He went and finished in the top 10, so it was a great ride from him. So he certainly has got some superb setup. And here you can see McFadden ticking off one more motorcycle, trying to go through maybe for 2. Here he goes into the second and looking now to come onto the back end of AJ. So it's Alan John Fenter and McFadden now fighting for what is going to be 3rd place on track in a few minutes' time as they cross the line. They've got to still find a way up to the front end there and make a plan on Flock. But McFadden is certainly coming like a rocket ship.
Just shows you the different motorcycles, how they work here. The BMW certainly got the top end speed over the Yamahas, but the Yamahas, especially getting out of the turns, just works that little bit better now as Adolf Boshoff charging down on his teammate out front. Carrick Flock looks in a comfortable 3rd, but not going to be comfortable in a couple of laps time because these guys have got really good pace. AJ Fenter, McFadden and Geldenace just getting themselves comfortable, getting the heat in the tyres, and they're going to start putting some very fast laps. McFadden all over the back though now of AJ Fenter.
And it's not a bad place to be. If you want to learn how to ride around Red Star Raceway, Alan John Fenter's not a bad option to follow. And that's exactly what McFadden has done for a while. He now squeezes out the Yamaha and heads down into the hairpin and gets ahead of the Hygienica and Lacquer Racing Yamaha. Across the line, it's Sella. Sella pulling a big margin now over his teammate, and doesn't look like Adolf Boshoff's got an answer just yet. There you can see, that's the gap. It's quite a big one. And I think Adolf Boshoff is actually falling into the clutches there of Garrick Flock for 2nd and 3rd.
I love this. Will the real David McFadden please stand up? This is the McFadden that we know. This is the 2-time South African champion. This is the man that's gone overseas to compete in World Superstock Racing. He is back now on that BMW. Taking him the whole season to get comfortable, but he's now charging down there on Carrick Flock. And Adolf Boshoff not too far ahead of him, so McFadden could be picking up. Oh, Adolf Boshoff's gone down. We just saw him in the shot there, carrying a little bit too much speed. So 2nd place now up for grabs. The 2nd of the My Way bikes is down and out.
Oh, he's disappointed with that. He was having an opportunity of a double podium here in the final round, boding well for what is going to be happening next year, because remember, this is a man who's certainly going to be a contender in the 2018 season. Oh, Flock looks over his left shoulder. McFadden goes right. Thanks for coming up into 2nd place, and now David McFadden, he's got one more bike in his sights. It's quite a long way up the road to Sella, but he's in 2nd place. This is an incredible ride from the Santon Auto. Oh, he's made a mistake. He's run wide and Flock comes back at him. Oh, it's because Sella went down. Sella went down. He actually got caught out watching Sella going down there. I think McFadden, in sympathy, went wide and just got caught with, unfortunately, watching what was happening in front of you. It happens all the time on a motorcycle. Where you look is where you go.
Carrick Flock now, McFadden and Flock going at it already now. They know this is for the lead now. You can see Flock having a look over his shoulder. Ooh, Sella gets that bike started up. It's been on its side for a while, so that's just the oil and everything smoking up. So he'll get going again, but I'm pretty sure that is him out of this race now. Yeah, there we go in the gold leathers. Beautiful gold mass suit there. But our champion is out of this race. But that's made things really exciting because look at the battle at the front end of the field now. It's Carrick Flock, Dave McFadden and AJ Fenter. 3 riders going for the win.
And every single one of them looking for their first victory of the season as well. This will be just incredible to see. I don't know if Flock is going to be able to take up the pressure coming from behind. He's an incredible rider. The Wild Child knows how to make that R1 very wide if he has to. But McFadden is a wily character. He's got 2 SA championships under his belt. And Alan John Fenter, of course, just waiting to pounce here at his home circuit. There is no doubt about it. He wants this victory. He wants to go across to Macau. And he's taking his entire team with him with a victory underneath his little saddle there. It's going to be an awesome ride. A little bit further back there you can see fighting hard, and it looks like Levy's still going to take the win here, but unfortunately a little technical infringement in the first heat is going to show him that he's not going to get the championship, and Johnny Cricker is going to hang on for the Masters.
Look at the speed of that BMW. He's able to get into the slipstream and pull out and do it on the brakes, but we know that Carrick Flock will fight back. AJ Fenter, Greg Geldenace, Morne Geldenace and Michael White are also starting to come into this race contention now, so we're going to have a 6-way battle for the win here in the final race of the season. What a way to end the season here at Red Star Raceway. But McFadden looking very racy on that BMW, showing that he's got good pace. Geldenace, we know that he likes to set up his bike for the final stage of the race, and AJ Fenter, he knows that you've got to take your time here at Red Star Raceway. It's very physical, it's very mentally demanding, and he's now playing his cards right because he's up into 2nd place and just on the tail there of McFadden.
And he's waiting to pounce. He's not going to go too early. He knows when to go here. If you go too early, the man in front of you is going to have a chance to come back, And as David McFadden starts to take slightly different lines, remember Alan John Fenter, having done numerous laps around this circuit, will definitely have the advantage of additional track time. There you can see Hendrik de Bruin also still fighting for a podium there in the Masters. Good ride there from the NetCB and RSA Kawasaki as he heads down into the closing stages of this race. Alan John Fenter on the inside.
Yeah,
he gets up the inside of McFadden and up into the lead.
That's the move going into the final chicane. So the AJ Fenter line has now paid off and he now leads this race. You can see the whole Hygienica Yamaha Lacquer Racing team going absolutely wild on pit wall there. Their man is now out front, exactly where we expected to see AJ. Hasn't been the 2017 season he wanted, and Carrick Flock comes steaming through as well. So McFadden within a couple of corners has gone from leading back down to third, and he's got Greg Caldenes, Morne Caldenes and Michael White not too far behind either.
Michael White's actually fallen slightly back on where he was earlier on, so let's see whether or not he can bridge that gap now in the closing stages, but it's going to be a tight finish here, no doubt about it. Johnny Cricker still hanging on for second place. Bew Levy in the lead of the Masters race, but unfortunately losing the championship in the first race. Checkered flag comes out and it's Alan John Fenter who's taken the win. Can you believe that? Who would have ever thought that AJ would have taken the last victory of the season? He comes across the line, beating Flock and McFadden. Gildenace into fourth, Michael White into fifth, Morne Gildenace up to sixth place, and high fives between the two top riders there. Incredible action coming out of these guys. Alan John Fenter will take the win. His teammate will take the Masters Championship.
Absolutely epic, and what a way to end what has been an incredible season. Tracy Fenter, our beautiful admin lady there, just helping out her son there, congratulating him. Great to see little nephew on the podium there with him. Well done to Carrick Flock and Dave McFadden. Exactly what we expect, and this is just boding well for what is going to be another epic 2018 season.
First race, unfortunately, the bike went into limp mode, and the same thing on the warm-up lap went into limp mode. I wrote the same map to ECU, and all of a sudden it worked, and the bike was fast as fuck and was good enough to fucking fight for the win. Unfortunately, made a few mistakes at the last two laps, but really well done to Flock and AJ. Really good race, and I'm happy we finally finding our way with the BM. Hopefully next year we can start off where we are now and actually get to the front quicker and get the job done.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with the bike. I couldn't ask for a better bike. And after trying to go for the win, I didn't think AJ was that close, and he just came past and I couldn't catch him.
As soon as he got past, I think he just had delusions of grandeur there, and you're not going to get any. I don't even think Clinsella would have caught him.
Yes, he was good on the brakes, and every move was just perfect.
Dude, your moves are very good as well. I got to tell you, throughout the race, you kept us on the edge of our seats, and I'm sure that you're looking forward to 2018 now with the kind of pace you found and looking at going in for a championship contender.
I'm happy with my bike, and I couldn't ask for a better setup, so next year will be good year.
The first heat, we had a problem with a bit of brake fade, so we took a chance, and I ran to Jacques' Red Star Express shop where, they keep all the parts in that, so he organised us a set of brake pads, we put them in, the bike was phenomenal. I got to just a massive thank you to my team, to my dad, to Gary, to Augustine. After the last race, we've been chasing a problem with our bike in particular for most of the season, which I think we've worked out. So last week, Sunday, we decided we need to take everything out and rebuild a completely new bike. So a massive thank you to the team. They worked Sunday night, they worked the whole week. Elaine came to the party as well. He helped us out with a new shifter. We had a problem with the power commander it was a mechanical problem we damaged in the workshop, and Elaine straight away helped us out, gave us another one, put it on the bike. So massive thank you to everyone that made it possible. And the last two laps, I didn't think I was going to catch him, and I lost the front going into the first turn behind Garrick, then behind Dave, and I thought, the season's finished, championship's finished, you got to hold your breath, at least if we have a go at some stage. And I'm glad we came out tops, and massive thank you, the guys. The win was for everyone, for all the help. Thank you.
I think it's awesome, and well done to the entire team. You got 2 championships in the bag for the team. You got 2 podiums today, but you've still got a huge mountain to climb, and taking that team overseas with you to Macau is a big one.
Sorry, Greg, one other mention. I just want to say well done to Johnny Kruger. I think he's the Super M champion for 2017. Well done, Jono. Yes, and then onwards now, our next focus is we're going to take the Lacquer Racing Yamaha to Macau. We're taking our team from here, our whole bikes, everything, and we'll be a South African team racing abroad. So all our preparations start, the bikes leave in the next 2 weeks. We are here the 10th of November, and a bit of road racing.
Awesome stuff. All the best, and congratulations on the first win there, bud.
And just another thank you, guys, end of the season. Thank you to Gas for putting on a good season, to Greg, to Rob, to everyone that made it happen. Thank you very much.
There it is. Awesome job.
it's the downside of being off a bike for about 3 to 4 months. You get tired real quick, but I tried my best, and happy to be here.
I'm sure. I'm looking forward to next year. Hopefully going to be with that team. Looks like it's the gel has definitely melted together there. So potentially in with a shot next year of running at the front like you did at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, look, if I can get the finances ready, I'm sure we'll be able to run at the front. And look forward to competing in another championship next year. That's the plan, yes.
Unfortunately, it was a technical infringement on my side. I put an R1M master cylinder on and they weren't happy about it. So I proved to this the fastest by the end of the year, beating them by 10 seconds on home track. But that's part of racing. I'm happy. I did my best. I couldn't do any better. So thanks for everybody. It was great.
We are going to see you next year, I'm sure, back in this championship and looking to take that number 1 plate again.
Yeah, no, for sure. We'll be back. I hope everything works out so the series can go on and I'll be here.
Yeah, Greg, thank you very much, man. Also just like to say thank you for Gas for an awesome season. We really hope they're going to be around again next year. And it was difficult today, Greg. 2.5 seconds quicker than my previous time here. But the pace was good. The guys are doing good times up there. Well done to Bo. It came as a surprise to me. I was unfortunate about that technical issue. I wasn't aware of it. But well done to him for 2 wins. But that's what the book says, and I'll take a championship.
So the championship trophy's heading off to the gym, hey?
Nah, I'm going to have to fight Augustine for that.
Ladies and gents, 3 of our 4 champions for 2017. Of course, send out a message to Stephen Odendaal for the 600 championship as well. Well done, guys. Rob, that's it. I mean, I don't even what to say. How was that for a final round?
That just sums up SuperGP Champions Trophy in one day. It's been an absolutely epic season. It has been one of the best seasons South African motorcycle racing has ever seen throughout any category, and it's very sad that it's over. Been so proud and honoured to be a part of it with you and the whole team from SuperGP, and we've got deserved champions, we've got deserved winners, and I don't know what more to say. It's epic, and I'm just over the moon.
Yeah, looking forward to what's going to happen next season in 2018 with the likes of riders moving up from the Super 600s into Super GP. Super GP riders now starting to put in massive efforts like we've just seen in this final race. And of course, the way things are going to change up for the season next year with the 300cc class coming in for the very first time. It just shows you what South African motorcycle racing is all about, why we've got contenders in the world like we do, and why they can go from here and go and show the rest of the world how good South Africa is. We'll see you soon in 2018. We look forward to everything that's going to happen here in the South African Motorcycle Championship. All this action from the 2017 Super GP Champions Trophy is proudly brought to you by Diode and their associate sponsors.